Happy New Year. It's 2023, and we're going to talk about how to get 9 transactions in 90 days.
Let's chat about that on the WBNL podcast.
This is the Wandering But Not Lost WBNL podcast, where real estate and reality meet. And now your hosts, Jan O'Brien and Matt Emerson.
Well, welcome to the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast, where real estate and reality meet. This is episode 221. It's a brand new year.
It's
awesome. We're going to chat today just, how to kind of kickstart that new year. Jan O'Brien, what else?
Well, that's my goal. I talked to Cosmo, and I'm like, let's throw it out there. We want to get nine transactions in 90 days. And we already have 1, so now we need 8.
Well, day 6, already there.
We actually got our first transaction on January 2nd. And the other thing I'm really focused on this year is I would like to sell more new homes. We've been doing a lot of activities around new homes. And, if people don't want to buy a new home, there's actually some great opportunities for new homes. That's why we're focusing on it. And if people don't want a new home, then we can take them to a resale home. So the focus is 9 in 90 days. That's what I want to share. The exact thing that we're doing. Probably not going to be a lot of things that you haven't heard before, because guess what? There is no magic pill, people. It's really just about working. It's just really about talking to people. Honestly, if I could give you the one piece of advice to generate business, is 2 things, and we're going to talk about them. Choose your thing. What is your gig? What is the thing that you do to generate business? What's the main thing that you do, not just your database? And then make calls. Call and text people every day.
What?
Follow up. Get on the phones and dial or text, and stay in contact with people. I'm telling you, that is the ultimate key to success. So let's dive in and talk about it, okay? And we do have, I think we have how many little points we're going to cover today?
8 points.
There's 8 points.
There are.
Should have did 9 points.
I know. I almost threw in a 9th point just to make that.
Well, I do have a 9th one, so I'll add a bonus 9th one.
The 9th point is what you need to watch next week. There you go.
But the 9th one, I do have a 9th one. Just remind me when we get to it, because that's a key thing here as well. All right, so let's talk about the very first thing. You got to have a business plan. I mean, hopefully by now you have. And if it's not some big, huge written 20-page business plan, I'm not talking about that. Are you really clear about how many transactions you want to do this year? That's how I like to track it. Maybe you like to track it by volume. I want to have this much in sales volume or this much in commission, whatever it amounts to. How many people are you going to help this year? That's the way to look at it. Yep. For us, it's 36 closings minimum, 36 closings. We'd like to do more. 36 is the bottom number. But right now it's 9 in 90 days. So let's see what we can do with that. So are you clear about your primary sources of business? And then it's not enough just to say, I want to close 36 transactions. And you need to know, where's the business coming from, so that you're focused on, besides your sphere of influence and your past clients, which of course we all have that. We'll talk about that. That's one of those strategies. It's what else you're doing to generate new business, and then stay committed to that. And by that, I mean, what are the tactics that you're going to do? Because there's tactics that you do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. So an example of daily is what we're going to talk about in a minute here, which is daily hour a day, 1 to 2 hours a day. Monthly for me is doing our monthly newsletter. Quarterly, we do quarterly kind of tune-ups and check in to see where we're at, maybe quarterly events for clients as an example. And then annually, it's things like sending out that HUD, that closing statement in January for everybody that closed this year. That's actually something to do this month right now. And then maybe doing an annual market analysis for people that have bought a home from you. So those are all the things that you do to make business and to connect with people. And then, of course, you got to write those SMART goals in all areas of your life. And if people by now do not have a business plan, Matt, can you tell them where they could get one completely free?
If you're watching on YouTube, it's already scrolling across the bottom. But if you are listening to us, you can go to our website and just go to our freebies page. It's a freebie. What the heck? What? It's a freebie? Go to our fundamentals of real estate course, and you can get all of the downloads. It's really kind of a plethora of
of spreadsheets and documents and things to keep you on track and help you plan and write your goals.
Right. Oh, and that, yeah.
So go get a business plan already. Get clear
Yes.
about what your goals are for the new year.
Come on.
Then this is the one I must say I have to make this commitment. It's my bane of existence. The morning routine, which I know when I do it makes all the difference in the world. And coming out of a COVID Christmas,
Yeah.
I'm motivated to really get on track mentally, physically, spiritually. And the easiest way that I find to do this and that I like to share with everyone is get it done the first thing in the morning. So create a morning routine that's unique to you, that allows you to wake up and not immediately pick up your phone and start diving into whatever, the internet dark hole of social media, to starting to look at who called you or texted you. Start with some kind of mindset, something that's good for your brain, whether that's prayer or meditation, or just actually could just be taking a walk, which could clear your mind, right? Getting outside, getting up and getting out.
Quiet time.
Some type of physical exercise or yoga or walk. For me, it's just back to that. And then you go get yourself ready for the day. Do your little personal hygiene routine. Get like a lot of trainers I've heard through the years, you get up, you suit up, and you get ready for the day. A lot of us are working remotely. It doesn't mean, I'm telling you, it makes a difference if you get up, shower, get yourself ready. Why I end up doing that a lot now, because I did fall into that. Like if you're just working from home and you're not seeing clients today, you can just be in the sweatpants and hanging out, and maybe it's a shower every other day or a third day. But you know what? If you're doing videos, you have to get camera ready. There is no people to call in for hair and makeup. You got to do that.
Jan O'Brien, I told you this years ago. The thing that makes me feel like I'm at work is wearing shoes.
Wearing shoes is a great one.
Wearing shoes.
Interesting. I don't wear shoes in the house. But I always have socks on. Does that count?
I don't either. That's the thing. When we do the podcast, I put my shoes on.
Oh, see, it's like a thing. See, it's like a mental.
When I do a Zoom, I put my shoes on.
It's a trigger. I love it. So design and follow and stick to a morning routine. Jan is committed to this. Matt, you have permission to just beat me up about the head and shoulders, and you can check in and go, how'd that walk go today? Or how'd that morning routine go? I really need that. I need that coaching. Please, phoning a friend. Most important part after your mental well-being and physical well-being is this next item, which is 1 hour minimum. 2's better, but 1 hour minimum per day of literally connecting with anybody that you need to follow up with. Now, this could be just consistent follow-up with the people in your sphere of influence. Like right now, Happy New Year is a great reason to reach out and just say, how's it going? Happy New Year. To your past clients. That's on my list continuing. I've been doing this off and on here for the last week, reaching out to our past clients, saying Happy New Year. How's everything going for past clients for the last year? How's everything going? There's an opportunity now to send that settlement statement to everybody that bought a house with us. And then also asking for those that haven't done it yet, asking for a review. There's a plethora of reasons to call the past clients. Those are the easy calls and texts to make. But then it's following up with your leads. Now, whatever you say, what leads? Well, it stands to reason that you must have something that you're committed to doing. That whatever it is that you do, is it open houses? Is it door knocking? Is it expires? Is it social media? What is it that you do on a consistent basis to generate new leads? When you know that, you must do that every day. And then you generate leads and direct messages if you're on social and so forth. And you must continue to stay in touch with these people and follow up. That's the most important thing. If you did this consistently, we're back on track. Cosmo and I all week have been doing it religiously every day. And we've lined up 3 appointments already.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just by reaching back out to people who contacted us last year, or maybe connected with us, had interest in buying a house. Now we're reaching out. Now we found when we reached out, there was a couple people who said, one person so far, we decided not to move to Vegas. Okay, great. They just go to another page on our spreadsheet, right? But now what we're doing too, to keep things even super organized, is we're using an online Google Sheet right now. Yes, they're in a CRM as well, but what we're using is a system that we've designed that we both can see, and it just has a progression. So if they're on social and they just reach out to us in a direct message and we do not have any contact, they're basically in this DM column spreadsheet. Then we move them over. Once we have a conversation and we get their contact information, we move and they say they're interested in buying now or in the near future. They go over to this active client category or pipeline, pipeline. They're in the pipeline. We have their contact information. Then when we actually have a meeting with them in person or via Zoom, they go to active clients. Then what we just added to the mix was the 30 to 90 day tab. So once they're active and they're 30 to 90 days out from really actually going in and buying a house, those are our hot leads. And that's working.
You're doing that, Jan. You're doing that all in Excel, correct?
All in Google Drive.
Well,
it's
Google,
an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a Google sheet.
Right.
Yep,
Google
we do it
sheet.
all in Google sheet because then I can get it from my phone. I have Drive on my phone. From anywhere, we can look anybody up. But that really is what was working for us. And I will consistently say that if you once you have figured out what is your thing to generate business, and for us, it's short form video, consistently posting it every day, that's generating leads for us. So once we have the lead source, now you might be buying leads. I don't care what it is you do. You must do something to generate leads. And I say not more than 2 or 3 things. Don't try to do 20 different things. You're not going to do it well. I really like your database, your past client, whatever you want to call that, your sphere of influence, and then 1 to 2 others. A maximum of 3 pillars of lead sources is what I think.
You know what's interesting about the doing it manually yourself, either in Sheets or Excel or however you do it, versus a CRM that kind of does some of the work for you, is that you're more connected to the lead, don't you think? Maybe.
Kind of, unless you just really love your CRM, and the challenge is we haven't found the CRM that we really, I used to be such a, me, hey, gotta have a CRM, gotta have a CRM. But I'm going to tell you what changed for me. What changed for me is because the leads that we're doing are different. They already know us. They're not cold leads. It's easier I don't want to use a text-based third-party text that goes out that they don't recognize. I don't want to use an email that's coming from other than the MailChimp newsletter we send out. I want to use our email. So there's not a lot of, it's too personalized. It's not a lot of automation. The only automation going on is our newsletter, and that's over in a CRM, an email, a MailChimp.
Yeah, I think that's super smart because I think it actually keeps you more connected to your business.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. So we're constantly looking at it. So as long as you're constantly in it, updating notes, because it gets confusing. It's like, who's that person again? And then everything. So we write copious notes. Every time we talk to somebody, we have updates. When's the last time we talked to them? When's the next time we need to talk to them? Which is what a good CRM does as well. Right. So choose whatever works for you. I'm just saying, if you don't get in there and every day you can tout all day that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread on a CRM, but if you're not in it every day using it, then what the heck, it's not working for you. So
which
choose what works.
We've always said, but here's the great thing about what we do at WBNL Coaching. It's morphing, right? Because we were CRM crazy a few years ago, right? But in reality, now that you're back into it, things maybe are a little bit different. So I think it's, I
think it's just about controlling your data. And as long as you have it somewhere, it can't be on slips of paper. It has to be I could easily download all this content. I have it set up in such a way that it could import to a CRM if we choose to go to it. Once we get big enough, we're probably going to have to go to a CRM. But we can, even if I do have a CRM, Matt, I'm always going to have this format that's working for me. Who are the people that are ready to buy right now in front of me, so that you can have it and you're really in it all day and not jumping from one thing to the next. But anyway,
I'm going to write that down because I think that's going to be our 2023 catchphrase: control your data.
Control it.
I'm going to write it down.
Now, the next one, number 4 here, is make more videos. Now, obviously, this is our primary source of new business. Short form vertical videos, currently on TikTok. But the commitment that we've made, because it's very time consuming to do these, we can keep up with doing it on 2 channels. Now we have our main channel, which is about to hit 10,000 people, Matt. Holy macro, control your data, control your destiny, control your data, control your destiny. So we're about to hit 10,000, which is just huge people. But we started about 6 weeks ago, just new homes, because I was telling you, new homes are really an opportunity right now, and people like to look at new homes, and we have a flow to how we do it. So we have a channel called At Las Vegas New Home Tours now, and that already has about 450 people viewing it. and it's bringing in a different type of group of people, and some of the people on the other channel see that, and we're cross promoting it. Now, what we've also committed to doing this month, and we're going to hire someone who is going to repost our videos to Instagram Reels, maybe Facebook Reels, and definitely YouTube Shorts, because it's just time consuming. So, but we know that we want to be on those platforms too. We already have a pretty good following on Reels, Instagram. We have a YouTube presence, but the Shorts, we haven't had a presence there. So we're hoping that's going to be another way to generate some additional people that don't see us on TikTok. So, and then if something happens to TikTok, we'll be over there on those other channels, which is very possible.
Brilliant.
Now, the key to this, like any other thing that you do, is if you're going to make this a lead generation source, you must post 2 to 3 times a day on whatever platform you're using. And then I think you need to cross promote, but you could choose a platform and stick with that. And then you could have some help, or if you have time, post them on the other ones as well. And then be clear about what your content is. You have to find your voice. It's a process. Matt and I have been doing videos for how long now? So I'm comfortable doing videos, right? Yeah. And I set a shift to the short form, which was hard for me because I talk too much. Really? And I have learned in the last year how to condense a tip or a topic for a TikTok audience, a short form video audience. And I've gotten better at it. And we have a process that works for us. We script, we do things, and we've gotten better, and we see what works, and we keep tweaking that. But we also talk about specific content. Cosmo's always talking about the market conditions. That's his little thing. He's into it. I do tips, real estate tips, kind of like coaching tips, right? For buyers and sellers. And we do new home tours. And, and the main thing that we do together that gets a lot of business for us is these area tours. We'll go out, and what we've been doing, weirdly enough, and it gets a lot of engagement, is 5 reasons to live near the Red Rock Casino. Okay. So all the local casinos, we kind of stumbled upon it last year. So we just did one for South Point, and we had all these people going, I live really close to that. It's one of the reasons we moved here. This is the area we like to go to the bowling alley, or to go. It's not just for gaming, but people go to these places because there's things to do in the, right. The deal, in the local resorts, and the summertime is great pool. Today we're going out and we're doing 5 reasons to live near the M Resort. And they all have slightly different reasons. They're known for certain things. They all have similar stuff, but the houses around it are different. Anyway, we found some things that work for us, and we consistently do it. And that's what's working for us. And if you are, the difference between why I like this so much, Matt, is it's not cold calling. It is really building everything we've always talked about when we're talking about social media for as long as since 2015, and since we've had this coaching company. But even before that, I remember back at Realty One Group talking about Instagram, and teaching agents how to use Instagram.
Yeah.
And hashtags and, all these things, right? And it's the same old story back then as it is now. You must be consistent, but you have to be consistent in anything you choose as your lead gen. You must do it every day. It's back to that 1 to 2 hours of getting that content out there, or making those calls. If you're an expired person, that's what you do during those 1 to 2 hours. You're calling expireds. Okay. And if you're going to do long form, that's great for YouTube. A lot of work goes into that. But I will say an easy way to get videos done for your clients and to do your market update every month is just to use the Loom Chrome extension. I've talked about it before. It's what I use.
Super easy.
It's easy to do it. They keep making it better. So that's some ways that you can integrate video into your practice. Do a market update. I'm going to get to that one here, because the newsletter to me is just a key thing that you must do, which might be next. I don't know. No, staying educated. The next thing is, I just can't say this enough. I'm telling you, Matt, I thought I kind of knew real estate until I decided to go sell real estate again. And then I realized, gosh, I really don't know the inventory or the stats as much as I thought I did. So this one is just, you must be the local market expert. You have to stay informed. Now, how do you do it? Well, you are a student of the market. You start with your own MLS. You get in and you look at those stats every day. We look at it every single day, Cosmo and I. Then we have a weekly report that we look at, and we start noticing the trends. It's gotten so amazing to look at it at a local level. But then we also take it up to what's happening nationally. It's not enough to say, here's what's going on in Las Vegas. It's like, what's happening with the Fed, what's happening with interest rates, what's going on with mortgage-backed securities, what's happening with the economy. So that's impacting our housing world. And to do that, you've just got to go find your news outlets that work for you. For me, it's Mortgage News Daily, Housing Wire. I look at those two things every day too. And then what else can you do? Attend workshops, training classes. I just wrote a course on creative financing. We're going to start teaching people creative financing again. Why? Because I think we're in a market again where you might need to understand how to do an assumable loan, or what's a wrap, or a lease with an option to purchase, or owner will carry, and all these other things that are out there.
That was great content in that, by the way.
Wasn't it pretty good?
Yeah,
listen to real
good.
estate podcasts. We're one of them. Hopefully you've been listening to us. If you're hearing us on the podcast channel of your choice platform, or maybe you're over on YouTube. But there's other great real estate podcasts out there. Just go find them. And I still like the Tom Ferry stuff that's out there. And there's a few others that just put out great content all the time. Go to real estate conferences. You need to just stay up on what's happening. It gives you confidence when you do this. But if you really understand your local market, man, it helps you with content. It helps you with one-on-one conversations with your buyers and sellers. It just makes a difference. So you can't get around that one. And then I've gone over it so many times. We have a whole video over on YouTube, but I will stand by this till the day I die. I think you must do a local monthly newsletter, hyper local. What's going on with the market, again, helps you show that you're the local trusted advisor. You know what you're talking about. It's not hard to do. It's hard to do if you don't know the market. Okay. So it's an easy byproduct of sharing your knowledge when you are a student of the market.
Well,
so,
and once you do it once or twice, you're in the flow. So it's, yeah. Because I've watched you warp through that too.
Matt built me the Canvas slides that I use Chrome to, all I do is update those once I get the data, and in the next couple of days, I'll be getting the data and preparing it. And the reason it works, it's a system. I have a template. I know what I want to put in there. I know where I get the content. I know how I record the video. I have my slide deck. And I know that my goal is to have that out to all of our database by the 15th of the month. And I can do that because the data all comes out by the 8th to the 10th. Then I can get, it's just a couple little hours of process that I have to do, and I have to prep everything. Then the actual recording of the video is 15 minutes, but then it's another 10 or 15 minutes to get it up. And then, 2 hours a month is what it takes to get the newsletter done. Then if I had an assistant, I could outsource most of that other than just doing the report. So, but what else can go in there? Tips, articles, what's going on, happenings that are happening in your area, events that are happening, client testimonials. Yes, you can promote your listings, local business spotlights. These are all the things that make it local, and people, know that you're curating the content. And I think it's well worth it. So that's an important one. And that brings us to local businesses. So we did a lot of this in the early days of getting back into the business, and we're committed to doing it again. Again, great ideas for content creation for your social, but also to build a network of businesses that you can reciprocate. You promote their business, you see how they can promote you, and it's another way to generate some business. So I like that. And we're going to start adding that back into our newsletters, where we find a local business. And then we're talking about, if you do 12 monthly newsletters, you need 12 local businesses that you would like to promote. And that maybe they can offer a discount of some sort. And then that's an easy way to, reciprocate and show the love of your local business owners. Right? I love it. So that's on my list this week here too, is to start posting, start looking at who are the businesses that we want to go talk to. Because once a month, we just want to do it. So that's important. And then after local businesses, what we have is it's database, right? Client appreciation program. So then I do have number 9. So number 8 here is, what is your client appreciation program? Keep it simple so that everybody gets your newsletter. Your people that know you, your leads, the people that you're trying to turn into folks that are going to buy or sell from you or refer you, they all get your newsletter. That's clear. But you need to do something more special with the people that you have done business with in the past, maybe your friends, family, vendors, whatever is part of your client appreciation program. And to me, it's 3 to 4 connections annually. And those connections can be calls, texts, but it's not just a generic email that you're sending them. These are things like, happy anniversary, it's your 5th year in this house, It's inviting them to events that you might have, which is a great idea to do quarterly. But if you haven't done events before, start with 2, start with 1, then go to 2, then go to 3, or go to 4. But it's doing things like that annual market analysis report. But there's so many easy ways to stay in touch with people. Holidays are a great one. Like right now, Happy New Year. Just want to see how it's going. That's what we're doing. Happy New Year. People are like, glad to hear from you. And they're like, hey, Happy New Year. How's it going? You're just having conversations with people, and we can do it via text. You can do it via email. You can do a video text. You can do a video email. Just do it. And that brings me to number 9. Number 9 is get some help. Number 9 means hire a coach, get a training program going that will help you, or maybe this is the year you hire an assistant to take some of the load off, but get some help. And you may need some guidance and coaching, and we're here for you. We have a plethora of courses that can help you put your business systems in place. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, you can reach out and we can talk to you about that as well. So that's number 9. Ask for help. Don't try to do this by yourself. That's it.
Right. Good stuff.
That's 9 strategies to get 9 transactions in 90 days.
Wow. I like that. Very good.
There you go.
Hey, and we have changed our podcast schedule for 2023, as we've been talking about over the last few weeks. We're going to be doing it every week now. Our goal is to do an interview every other week. We'll see how that all comes to fruition. But next week, we do have someone set up, Miss Tina King, our friend from, goodness gracious, I've worked with Tina for, gosh, I don't even want to say how many years now.
Years.
In several different companies, but she is thriving now as a team leader and doing a bunch of great stuff. She's a great coach and great friend, and we're looking forward to talking to her next week.
Absolutely. Get her insights with all the great background she has and how she's adjusted to the market, what's working for her and the folks that she works with. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to to be
in the Carlsbad area, right? She's probably still down
in San Diego, right? Exactly.
San Diego.
And she's a little bit of fun too.
Yeah. All right. We love it.
Jan O'Brien, so you're feeling better after the whole COVID Christmas?
Yes, I am.
That's a very good thing.
Much better, thank goodness. I don't wish that upon anyone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Any highlights from your New Year's celebration, or just kind of quiet?
No, it was classic, right? Celebrate the East Coast. We had my great nephew here, and I think the only one who made it till 12 o'clock was probably my great nephew, the 9-year-old. No, it was nice though. It was good. We had extended time, family time because of the COVID stuff, and then finally getting better after Christmas. We celebrated Christmas kind of around the New Year's. We had a delayed Christmas celebration, which was nice. And I finally got all the decorations down. I did that a couple days ago, and so got the house back in order, which to me is always a signal of exactly like it's time to move on, put all the fun stuff away, and get focused for the new year.
No, exactly.
Right. Have you guys done that yet?
No. Well, we always do it when Laura goes back to school, which actually she's off until Monday. So we're going to be doing it this weekend and that kind of stuff. But
okay.
It is funny you should say that, because it's there comes a point when it's just over.
And I kind of felt like that the other day. I was going to wait till the weekend. I'm like, you know what? I just need to get this. I needed to do something to indicate that it's time to separate from that last year and the downtime and the COVID and let's just get going. And so that's what I did. It really helped me. It really did help me.
It's so funny because there was stuff hanging on the wall back behind me. I'm like, oh no, can't have Santa hanging there.
Not for January 2023.
Can't have Santa there.
Oh, hi Santa.
Because Santa,
we'll see you next year.
I know exactly. So I was like Christmasing for the podcast. But yeah, no, we'll take it down this weekend. And that's kind of what we do. It's kind of our thing. Yeah, we love Christmas. So here's the thing that I found over the holiday.
By the way, you never sent me the whole video of your house.
Here's the deal. It's not too late.
Okay, good.
I can still do it. Okay, so here's the thing. We found on the IPA front, Jan O'Brien, because we're, always on the IPA front. Right?
Oh my God, the 12 days of IPA was
By the way,
great,
did you enjoy any of those before you got sick?
Yeah, no, and they kind of lasted through probably like the most surprising of the 12 days of IPA. It was a gift from Matt and Laura, was the, believe it or not, oh my God, there's some really strong ones in there. The strongest one was a green tea IPA, and it was so good. I was not so sure I was going to like that. It was delicious.
Fascinating. That's kind of
Mhm.
cool. Weren't those Stone?
They were
IPAs?
stone. They were
Yeah. Okay.
stone.
So here's the thing. We were at a little local deli kind of place. Well, it's a market. Really cool place, which I'd never been to before. It's near Laura's school. We found a Stone IPA, an unfiltered IPA that
Mm.
had a very limited shelf life. It was only you're supposed to drink it before the new year or by the new year. And I think that was a little bit just
The
for
gimmick.
this is your thing for the new year. But it was a 9.4 IPA, unfiltered. It was the smoothest, most delicious IPA I've ever had in my entire
That's surprising. Unfiltered.
I know, right? It was it. Uh, we actually had to go back and buy another 6-pack because it was very expensive, but it was really good. So just for you IPA fans, look for the Stone unfiltered.
What's it called?
It was just called. It didn't even have a name.
Session or something? Session IPA?
It said must be have horns and whistles on it. And
Hilarious.
stuff like that. It said drink by 1/1/23.
Okay.
It was really cool.
That's your New Year's IPA. Very good.
I'm telling you right now, we're going to be looking for that every year because it was unbelievable. So,
Well, there you go. You got even the IPA tip for the day, for the week.
you have to have a little downtime, right? So.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good stuff.
All right, everyone. We will be back next week. Tina King. All of the stuff in the show notes over at wbnlpodcast.com. A lot of the stuff we talked about today, we have resources for, and you're going to find all of them over in the show notes. So take a peek at that, and we will see you next week. And, just get out there. Get up, get out. Be forever wandering, but not lost.
Yes.